Remember that this show is presented by Prizepicks, guys. Daily fantasy made easy. Go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code NBAR for an instant deposit match up to $100. What does that mean? It means if you want to deposit $20, they'll match you $20. You have $40 to play with. If you want to put in $60, they'll match you $60. You have $120 to play with. You want to put in all $100, they'll match you $100. And you'll have $200 to play with. So they're giving you bonus money, house money to play with. And how do you play? Well, it's very easy. You're going to pick between 2 to 6 players. You can mix and match between a number of sports. You have NFL going on right now. Obviously, NBA is what we play primarily. You have MMA, NHL. You can mix and match. And all you're going to do is predict whether or not a player is going to do more or less than the given stat projection that Prizepicks has outlined for the night. It's that simple. More or less. Are you going to do more or are they going to do less? So here's my picks for tonight, fellas. Here's my picks for tonight. Now, Monday got a little rough. I got 2 out of my 5 right. There were a couple that just missed. So I feel like I'm heating up. And here's where I'm going tonight. I'm going with my Knickerbockers, Al. No Emmanuel quickly as Knickerbockers travel to Utah. The offensive load is going to have to be picked up and carried about. First person I'm starting off with is my guy, R.J. Barrett, man. I'm going with Broadway Barrett with more than 20.5 points. That should be an easy one for him to get in Utah. He's hit this number 4 out of his last 5 games. I think he's starting to heat up. Just dropped 27 on Monday against the Raptors. So I'm going with R.J. Barrett on the road with more than 20.5 points. Also in this game, Julius Randle, another guy with no block Nesmith and Mitchell Robinson, no Emmanuel quickly. Julius Randle is going to be relied upon to get boards, to score, and to play make, and he's been doing all of that at a high level. We just had Fred Katz on Knicks Fan TV, and we talked about how Randle is settling in right now. He's into a groove, and I think that'll continue. I think these points, rebounds, and assist numbers are a little bit low for Julius right now, and even though Markkanen and Kessler are back for the Jazz tonight, I still like Julius Randle with more than 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists, playing at a high level, and I think he'll continue to do so. I'm going with Dylan the Villain, Dylan Brooks, Houston at home. Well, here's the stat where I'm going with. Both of you are like, bro, you're going with Dylan Brooks tonight? I'm going with this stat tonight because I think you will get it. More than 0.5 offensive rebounds. I'm going a little off the grid, Al. Not always with the points or points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going with Dylan Brooks with more than a half offensive rebound. He's hit that number in, I think, like all 5 of his last 5 games. I think he'll get it. He'll be juiced against his old team. Dylan the Villain at home, getting all he needs is 1 offensive rebound. I'm going with it. Dylan the Villain. I'm also going with Wemby with more than 12 rebounds. San Antonio will be hosting the Lakers. Lakers going on the second half of a back-to-back. Wemby's been on a tear on the boards ever since he's been inserted as a starting 5. I'm going with more than 12 rebounds here for Victor Wembanyama. And my final pick, I'm going with the combo. C.J. McCullough, Kyle Kuzma with more than 4.5 combined threes. So between the 2 guys, they need 5 threes to get the job done. I think we can get it, 3 from McCollum, 2 from Kuzma, or vice versa. I think we can get the job done tonight, and I feel like I'm going 5 for 5, man. Al, where are you going on your tickets tonight?
All right. So for tonight, here's where I'm going. Number 1, I'm going to go with Trae Young.
Oh,
Atlanta Hawks are playing the Toronto Raptors tonight. I chose him for more than 28 points. I like this matchup against Toronto just because as pesky as Schroeder can be, I think Trae Young is just too much of an offensive threat for Schroeder. And even put like someone like OG Anunoby, this guy's going to put up enough shots where I think he can get to 28. And it's still going to be a high scoring affair because they don't play any defense. So I'm taking Trae for 28. I got Alperen Sengun for more than 19.5 points. CP, you talked about that Memphis matchup. I was actually looking at Dylan Brooks for points. I was like, revenge game. Let me pull back on that. I'm not really quite confident in his offense, but I am confident in Alperen Sengun's offense and him galvanizing the troops to say, you know what, we got to beat this team because of how they treated me on the way out. And he is considered a leader for that team. So I'm taking Sengun for more than 19.5 points. I got Joel Embiid for less than 51.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They're playing the Detroit Pistons. I'm calculating blowout factor. I do not think you're going to need Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid for the entire 48 minutes. I think he won't, and I just don't think he's going up to 51.5 points, rebounds, and assists. As much of a monster he is, I don't think he'll be needed for tonight. I'm going with Gary Trent Jr. for more than 1.5 3-pointers made because they are playing Atlanta. Open up that offense. And then Brook Lopez playing the Indiana Pacers, taking it for more than 6 rebounds. I know they got Turner, but I think Brook can eclipse 6 rebounds against that porous defense.
There you go. Andrew, how you looking tonight, man?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Monday because you'll like this one. I was over on iHeart, man. You guys would appreciate that.
All right, all right.
I was under with Joel Embiid. That worked, but then Gary Trent. I keep envisioning bubble Gary Trent, and he didn't come through. The Knicks locked him up. He only had 4, so he killed me. All right. Anyway,
yeah.
Off to tonight. Shouts to Prize Picks. I got Scotty Barnes over 21.5 versus Atlanta. Like Scotty's been shooting it really well, as you guys seen not too long ago. Alperen Şengün, I went assists. That's baby Jokic, man. I think he could go over on 5.0 assists versus Memphis. Tyrese Maxey versus Detroit. Detroit is not playing well at all. They have him at 26.5. I am going more. I think Asar Thompson heard Gilbert's take.
Insulted him.
He heard that, and he's at 11.5, so I think he's going to go over despite Gilbert over there. All right. And then I'm going to go Miles Turner, less than 19.5. I think Brook and Giannis will handle that situation, and I love Miles Turner, but I don't think he'll get to 19.5. Shouts to Prize Picks. There you go.
There you go. Once again, shout out to Prize Picks. Play at home, play to win, but play responsibly, man. Go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code NBAR, or you can hit the link in the video description for an instant deposit match up to $100.